Sister Wives Meri Brown reveals when her book will be done. Sister Wives star Meri Brown is revealing when her book will be done. She has been teasing that her story is not done. More so, she has made it seem like she would be sharing a lot more, especially when her marriage with Cody Brown officially ended. Now, more details have emerged. Read on to see what Meri has to say about the future of her publishing. Meri Brown reveals when her book will be done. After a decade of Cody Brown saying that he was done with Meri Brown, she finally heard him loud and clear. He shared that he did not care if she went off and dated someone new. This came after third wife, Cristin Brown-Woolley, announced she was leaving the plural family. Cody was desperate to keep the family together even though he had just withdrawn intimacy from their marriage. For Cristin, that was the final straw, so she packed up his belongings and then decided it was time for her to leave. However, Cody and Meri had not been intimate in a decade. He had freely saw her as nothing more than a friend, and Cristin saw that. She did not want to end up like them. As she ended the marriage and said she was leaving Flagstaff for Utah, Cody discussed his other wives. He still had Meri and Janelle. Regarding Meri, he was fine with her leading her own life and finding a new partner. Eventually, she told him and fourth wife, Robin Brown, that she was leaving the family as well. Now, Meri has an announcement. She took to Facebook and she immediately noted that she had said her voice would be heard. Meri Brown added that she is in the middle of her story, but maybe followers did not realize it. However, it is not in book form just yet. It is in the form of her Worthy Up business, which is all about motivating others. Finally, Meri explained that her story has no ending, so without that, it cannot be completed. She invited her followers to be a part of it. Will they join? So, after hearing all of this, will fans follow Meri Brown in her journey and help her write her story? Or did they feel like she led them on? Some simply had questions for the Sister Wives star. What would be considered the end of your story? Marriage or death? Meri, it's about time. Sorry it took you so long. Write a bestseller book. Our stories are continuously being written. Just different chapters come to an end. Hopefully, Meri will feel the love and support from her community. Furthermore, maybe she will find the time to put the pen to paper and write an amazing tell-all people are dying to read. In the soft glow of her cozy Utah retreat, Meri Brown carefully adjusted her laptop, her fingers hovering over the keys. It was late at night, and the quiet ambience brought a peacefulness that helped her focus on her most ambitious project yet, a tell-all memoir. Meri had poured her heart and soul into this work, revealing things she'd never felt brave enough to say out loud. But this was her time, and every word she wrote felt like taking a step toward healing, freedom, and clarity. For months, rumors had been swirling among fans of Sister Wives about Meri's upcoming book. Many believed it would expose secrets of her marriage to Cody Brown, and she'd even hinted at addressing the ups and downs of her relationship with Robin and the other wives. Yet Meri remained tight-lipped about her progress, offering only vague updates on her social media, fueling curiosity and speculation. But tonight, that would change. Taking a deep breath, Meri opened her social media app, typing a message to her followers. It's time, she began, for a little update on my book. Her fingers paused briefly as she considered the right balance between transparency and discretion. I know so many of you have been wondering, and I'm finally ready to share a little more about this project that has meant the world to me. She continued typing, her words weaving a sense of mystery and anticipation. This book has been a journey, she wrote, not just through the life I've lived, but through the emotions I've carried all these years. And to everyone who has supported me along the way, I want you to know that I'm close, really close. I'll be able to share my story with you next year. The message quickly went viral. Fans, blogs, and even entertainment news outlets picked it up, dissecting each word in search of hints. Meri Brown's memoir set to release next year. Read one headline. Will Meri reveal the truth about her marriage to Cody? Speculated another. For the first time, Meri felt a thrill that wasn't dampened by the fear of others' reactions. The buzz surrounding her announcement was proof that her voice mattered, that people genuinely cared about her story. The book had taken on a life of its own over the past year. In many ways, it mirrored Meri's personal journey. When she'd first started writing, she approached it as a cathartic exercise, a way to process the heartbreak of her past. At that time, the memories felt raw and painful, and she'd often find herself crying over her laptop, pausing in the middle of a sentence to wipe away tears. But as the months went by, the writing began to empower her. Instead of focusing on her pain, She shifted toward capturing the lessons she'd learned and the strength she'd gained. There were chapters dedicated to each chapter of her life: her courtship with Cody, the early years of their marriage, the thrill and challenge of welcoming other wives into their plural family, and the weight of the emotional struggles that had gradually built up. She wrote about the camaraderie she'd once felt with Janelle and Cristin and the eventual distance that had grown between them, particularly as her own relationship with Cody began to falter. She even touched upon her complicated relationship with Robin, choosing her words carefully yet honestly. Perhaps the hardest chapters to write were those about her mother, Bonnie, who had passed away in 2021. Bonnie had been one of Meri's biggest supporters, an anchor through turbulent times. Losing her had left a void Meri still grappled with, but writing about her mother helped her keep Bonnie's spirit alive, honoring her memory in a way that felt permanent. As she crafted her narrative, Meri also found herself reflecting on her own faults, mistakes, and regrets. She wasn't interested in simply painting herself as a victim of Cody's actions. She wanted to give a genuine account of how she had evolved through her experiences, the ways she'd hurt others, and the steps she'd taken to seek forgiveness. "If I'm going to tell my story," she reminded herself, "I want it to be the whole story." The excitement around her book began to ripple through her everyday life. Cristin, who had recently moved forward with her relationship with David Woolley, had been particularly supportive, sending Meri texts of encouragement. Cristin understood the bravery it took to step away from the family structure and confront the realities that came with that decision. Janelle, too, offered her support, albeit in a quieter way, often sharing thoughtful notes about mutual healing and growth. But Cody was another story. Meri knew he would be critical of her decision to publish a memoir, especially if she hinted at the private struggles that had strained their relationship. She could already hear his voice, urging her to reconsider, warning her about bringing shame to the family. She knew he might see the book as a betrayal, as an airing of the family's laundry for the world to see. But for Meri, the book was not about revenge or validation. It was about liberation. Her friends outside of the family, particularly those she had grown close to through her bed and breakfast business, were thrilled for her. They cheered her on, offering words of wisdom and strength. "The world needs to hear your story, Meri," one of them had said over lunch. "This isn't just a book, it's a testament to what you've overcome." One evening, Meri received a message from a publisher with a keen interest in her memoir. They offered her a generous deal, suggesting a potential tour and promising to treat her story with sensitivity and respect. She knew she wanted to accept. After all, she'd come this far, there was no turning back now. As the release date approached, Meri's confidence only grew. She was eager to see her book on shelves, knowing that it would serve as a beacon for other women going through difficult relationships, those questioning their worth or wondering if they were strong enough to stand on their own. With each day, Meri felt lighter, more empowered. She continued to connect with her fans on social media, sharing tidbits about her writing process, dropping small hints about her favorite chapters, and even sharing a few personal reflections. And each post only built the anticipation for what lay within her pages. When her publisher finally confirmed the release date, Meri couldn't wait to announce it. With a deep sense of pride, she posted the final details. "Coming spring 2025, she wrote, 'My story, unfiltered, from my heart to yours.'" Fans flooded the comments with excitement, showering her with words of support.